it sounds so simple, but the pre-race day is it's epic. Those 2 hours before the race with the drivers meeting, which is not really a drivers meeting, and then the driver intros, the anthem, like the pre-race stuff here that they do is fantastic.
The NASCAR world has watched Shane Van Gisbergen with wide eyes since the moment he stepped onto the scene. A triple champion in Australian Supercars and three-time Bathurst 1000 winner, SVG was already a legend before ever touching American stock cars. But since debuting in 2023 and immediately winning, he's been turning heads, shaking up expectations, and lighting up every road course in the Cup Series. Yet behind all the wins and headlines, there's one thing about NASCAR culture he's not thrilled with. And when he revealed it, fans were stunned. In a recent sit-down on Jeff Gluck's 12 Questions series, SVG was asked about an oddly specific but iconic piece of NASCAR culture: drivers flipping each other off mid-race. Unlike in Australia, where race cars have windows, American stock cars are more open, and drivers can freely make hand gestures. It's common to see a middle finger fly out the window during intense battles on track. SVG admitted this was a culture shock. "There are a couple of drivers, we do it for fun at each other," he said, laughing. "But yeah, I actually did it in Michigan at someone. They were racing me like an idiot, so I passed them and then did it back." While he laughed about it, he was quick to add, "I think it's pretty rude though. I don't want to do that all the time. You only do it when people deserve it, I guess, or for fun." For SVG, this wasn't just about manners. It reflected a deeper difference in how racing culture feels in America compared to what he's used to. NASCAR drivers often use hand gestures for communication. A wave to say thanks, a finger to show anger, a hand out the window to signal pit stops or caution. But it was the casual nature of the middle finger that truly caught him off guard. "When they're really angry, the whole hand comes out," he added, clearly both amused and amazed. The culture of expressive driving was something SVG didn't grow up with, and while it makes for great TV, it was an adjustment for the New Zealand native. Despite the culture shocks, SVG isn't alone in the NASCAR paddock. He's formed new friendships, most notably with Bubba Wallace. The 23XI Racing driver is known for being outspoken and welcoming, and through mutual friend Scott McLaughlin, SVG found himself spending more time around Bubba. "Bubba's one of the guys I'm getting closer to," SVG said. "I always get along with him, and I'm happy to see him do well. We've been starting to race each other a bit more, which is good for me, I guess." Their connection is a testament to how quickly SVG has been accepted, not just by fans, but by competitors. NASCAR can be a tight-knit, tradition-heavy world, but Van Gisbergen has carved out his space by being genuine, competitive, and open to the challenge. So why did one of Australia's greatest racing champions walk away from it all? "I feel like I made the best decision ever," he told Kelly Crandall. "I was hating racing in Australia, and now I've never had so much fun." That blunt honesty hit hard. SVG didn't sugarcoat his feelings. He was done with the racing scene in Australia. He revealed that the new Gen 3 cars and supercars were, in his words, ace at box. "You had to drive at 40% every time you drove. If you tried to drive hard, you'd go backward or slower," he explained. "The generation before were like 400 per recent driving. They were awesome." This wasn't just boredom, it was burnout. SVG nearly quit racing altogether in 2012. After a messy split from Stone Brothers Racing, it was only his father's encouragement that kept him behind the wheel. That persistence led him to Techno Autosports, and eventually 888, where he secured 3 championships and 79 career wins before turning his back on supercars for good. Van Gisbergen's entry into NASCAR wasn't a plan. It was a leap of faith. In 2023, he shocked everyone by winning the Chicago Street Race in his very first Cup Series start. That win wasn't just historic, it reignited a fire in SVG's heart. "These road races are like a holiday to me," he joked, but that joy translated to results. He swept the Xfinity and Cup Series races in Chicago again in 2024, and now in 2025, he's proving it was no fluke. With wins in Mexico City and another dominant run in Chicago, SVG is now seen as one of NASCAR's best road course racers. Kevin Harvick, a Cup Series champion himself, couldn't help but praise SVG's technical skill. The way that he can manipulate the brakes and do the things that he does, the driving style that he has, Harvick marveled. He was in position to win last year too before he got taken out. What makes SVG different? It's his braking. Right foot braking, a rare skill in stock cars, is something SVG has used all his life. When NASCAR cameras showed his footwork, fans and analysts were stunned. He was playing the pedals like a piano, precise, quick, and always in control. It's a style born from years in supercars, but refined to handle NASCAR's heavier, looser cars. On street and road courses, it's nearly unbeatable. But SVG knows that to win on ovals, where most NASCAR races are held, he'll need to adapt again. Slowly but surely, he is, and fans are watching closely to see if he can add oval dominance to his resume. One of SVG's favorite things about NASCAR, the race day build-up. It sounds so simple, but the pre-race day is epic. He said, from driver intros to the anthem and military flyovers, SVG said the energy at tracks like Talladega is unlike anything else. You feel a nice vibe. You feel a good vibe in the mornings walking to the track with the fans. Back home, races spanned long, tiring weekends, but in NASCAR, short, action-packed schedules keep drivers fresh and fans thrilled. As he looks ahead, SVG is taking things one weekend at a time. With Sonoma on the calendar, fans are wondering, can he go back-to-back? The track is technical and tricky, but if anyone can conquer it, SVG can. From a driver who once nearly quit to someone who now dominates one of the most competitive series in the world, Shane Van Gisbergen's story is more than inspiring. It's a reminder that even champions sometimes need a new challenge to remember why they race. And even if he still finds middle fingers on the track pretty rude, he's proving that no matter the gesture, his driving speaks louder than anything else. The NASCAR world exploded when Kyle Larson finally confirmed what everyone suspected. The 2021 Cup Series champion dropped a bombshell during his recent Field Day podcast appearance. What he revealed left fans stunned and competitors taking notes. But first, let's talk about where this story really begins in California's wine country, where Hendrick Motorsports has been celebrating victories since 1998. Hendrick Motorsports owns Sonoma Raceway. That's not hyperbole. That's stone-cold fact. The organization has captured 8 victories at the 1.99-mile circuit, more than any other team in NASCAR Cup Series history. They've scored 10 poles, 36 top 5 finishes, and 63 top 10 finishes across 35 races. They've led 830 laps total. Jeff Gordon started this dominance in 1998 with the first of what would become 8 team victories. Gordon himself claimed 5 of those wins, making him the all-time winningest driver at Sonoma Raceway. But times change, and torch passing happens. Enter Kyle Larson, the California native who's rewriting the record books at his home state track. Kyle Larson's Sonoma numbers will make your head spin. In 10 starts at the Serpentine Road Course, he's captured 2 wins, including his second victory just last June. His 4 pole awards tell only part of the story. Here's the jaw-dropping statistic. Larson's average starting position at Sonoma is 3.8, the best among all active drivers. He's led 113 laps across those 10 starts, posting 2 top 5 finishes and 4 top 10 results. His average finish of 13.0 might seem modest, but context matters. Road course racing demands different skills than oval tracks. Larson's mastery of Sonoma's elevation changes and technical corners has established him as the track's newest speed demon.